Welcome to HomeBase Training. Today we're going to talk about adding a party to the transaction, and we'll start out by taking a look at what the consumer would see when they come into HomeBase for the very first time. So let's start out with this. I've assumed for a minute I've loaded all kinds of listing documents into my HomeBase, and now I'm ready to invite the seller into the transaction. The seller is going to see three emails when I invite him into the transaction. The first email will talk a bit about what HomeBase is. The second email, his username, and the third, his password. So let's go in. We'll be, in this case, Tom Cruise is the seller of this transaction. We'll go into the link, mycbhomebase.com. It can be accessed from any computer, anywhere in the world, as long as they have internet access. This is the nice page they're going to see when they first go in. It has our logo, it has information about HomeBase, and they're just going to simply type in their username, which you assigned, as well as a password that the computer assigned. The first time they go in, they'll have to fill out a couple of security questions, but once they're in, they're in. Now, when they're here, this is the beauty of it. Whether it be 7 o'clock on a Saturday night or 4 in the morning on a Tuesday, they can go into the transaction and find out information, things like the documents, any kind of contract they can pull up. Here's an example. When they go in, they'll see your picture, they'll see a picture of their property, and they'll be able to view property information that the system has actually loaded in for them. You can modify that if you want to, but all that information is there. It's really just for them to take a look at. Well, let's go to the really exciting stuff, which is documents. Inside documents will be an entire file folder of all the documents you've not only uploaded into the system, but also the documents that you've given the seller permission to take a look at. So let's go in here and we'll grab one of the documents. Let's say it's a temporary brochure. It's simply a PDF form, so we'll open that up. And from this PDF form, they can do a lot of things. Of course, they can view the document if they want to. They can also email this document out to a friend or a coworker or anyone they want to by clicking the page button on the right-hand side, going down to send page by email, and then whatever email server you happen to use, it'll open that up, and there's the document. Type in who it's going to, hit send, and that document heads off. At the same time, they have the ability of printing that document or loading it onto their computer as well. So a lot of different options there. So that gives you a view of what this looks like from a consumer standpoint. But let's do this. Let's go into the actual HomeBase system and take a look at how we invite someone into the transaction. Let me make sure I log out of this, and we'll go right back into HomeBase itself. Remember, you get to HomeBase by going to cbagentInfo.com, clicking Web Links, Everything Coldwell Banker, and then down to Lead Router HomeBase.